So Prabhupada he says here, Lord Brahma is considered the father of the demigods. Lord Krishna or Lord Vishnu is the father of Brahma, because Brahma took birth from the lotus flower growing from the Lord's abdomen. So Brahma is worshipable. And that's where all the demigods, when they're in trouble, they first go to Brahma. Because Brahma, he has the right to approach Lord Vishnu. So that's why we hear often they go to the shore of the milk ocean. And there Brahma, he starts praying beautiful prayers, glorifying Krishna. And then Krishna or Vishnu comes to Brahma in the mind. So in the mind, Vishnu comes and says, this is what you should do. That's often how it works. And then Brahma, he tells the demigods. So in that sense, the Lord Brahma is the guru of the demigods. So being very, very superior, Brahma is worshipped by the demigods. And by the worshipping Yashya Prasada, Bhagavad Prasada, Yashya Prasada Nagatikadoma, by worshipping Brahma, they get the mercy of Vishnu. So Krishna is speaking through Brahma, so that the demigods, they know what to do. An interesting thing here is that Vishnu is not coming himself. And even the demigods are not praying. Again, it's very beautiful. The demigods are not praying to the Lord to incarnate. In one sense they are, they say, please incarnate, but they say, then it qualifies how he should incarnate. By your own anukampa, compassion, you please anuranjita, being colored, vishadha, bright, ruchira, very pleasing, shichira, cool, smita, with a smile, avalokina, by your glance, vigalita, melted with compassion, and then very beautiful, madhurya, mukha, rasa. Anyone knows what that means? Madhurya?
Sweet words.
Sweet, madhurya, mukha,
Mouth.
mouth or words, rasa. You should know what that means, huh? Taste. Or here it'll more be, let's see how Prabhupada translated. The very sweet words from your mouth. Of the very sweet words from your mouth. Amrita kalaya, like drops of nectar. So what the demigods are saying, please come. But what you should do is by your glance, by your merciful glance, anukampam, by your merciful glance, and by your beautiful words, you should attract us. So again they're saying, because what really happens, what we need is to become bound by the change of love to your lotus feet. So that'll only happen by hearing your lotus words from your lotus mouth. Like we sing every morning, Guru Mukha Padma Vakya. Guru Mukha, mouth. Guru Mukha Padma, lotus, Vakya, words. Emanating from your lotus mouth. The words emanating from your lotus mouth. It's the only thing that can make the mind peaceful and make unity. So that's the only way. So Krishna is speaking as the supreme guru, and then we are hearing from our guru, the same. That's what Prabhupada would often say. I'm simply repeating. We heard recently the example of a postman just bringing the letter. He doesn't. It's not him giving if you get a check. Prabhupada get that example if I remember correctly. When you get a check or you get something for your friend, it's not the postman. The postman is just delivering it. Same way if you get some bad news, you will not beat up the postman, because the postman is just delivering. So the guru is just delivering Krishna's words without changing. And that's what makes him guru. That's what makes him powerful. Again, bringing it back. That's why we need to become guru. What's this? Yada dege tara kara Krishna Vadesh. Amara gyara guru tara hara idesh. Lord Caitanya Mahaprabhu told the Kurva Brahmana, you become guru. You stay here and preach this. Yada dege tara kara Krishna Vadesh. Deliver the whole land by what? Speaking Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam. And Krishna speaks in Sanskrit. So learn this knowledge and deliver the whole land. This is what Prabhupada has given us. Speak this knowledge and deliver the whole land. And live like a pure devotee. Not like the demigods being Kama Mishra Bhaktas. even though they have all these beautiful prayers. We recently heard, some nights back, we heard from the Krishna book, some of us, the story of Baumasura. So Baumasura, after Krishna killed Baumasura and Mura, all his associates, there's the story of Krishna bringing back the earrings to Aditi, and what else? Some other things were stolen from the demigods by Baumasura. So Krishna is bringing them back, and he brings Satyabhama. Anyone knows why? Why does Krishna bring his wife?
Was it so she could pick her own tree?
Exactly.
And get that special flower?
Yeah. Once Narada Muni came to visit Krishna in Dwaraka, and he gave Rukmini a parijata flower. This is the most, you cannot even imagine how beautiful and how fragrant this flower is. So Krishna gave one to Rukmini. And then what happened was Satyabhama became envious. And Krishna, he sensed that, and he said, I'll give you a flower. So he brought Satyabhama when they went back to the heavenly planets to give Aditi back her earrings. And then after Indra, he just killed the enemy of Indra. And he brought everything back, all the riches back to the demigods, because Indra had been praying like that. And after Krishna did this, just on his way home from the back to earth, he on Garuda, he just picked one of these parijata trees. And Indra immediately became very angry. He said, how dare Krishna take this? This belongs only to the heavenly planets. So Krishna, he waged war on Krishna. He attacked with all the demigods. They attacked Krishna. Krishna, of course, easily killed them all. Defeated them, didn't kill them, but defeated them. But that is the nature of a Kama Mishra Bhakti. There's so many beautiful stories there in the Krishna book, and we should always see, how does it apply to me? That often, like, we get all these things, Krishna is taking care of us in all kind of ways, constantly carrying us around, seeing that we can maintain our devotional service, giving us prasadam every day, giving us everything. Everything is ultimately coming from Krishna. And immediately Krishna, he takes a little thing back. You say, how dare Krishna takes that back? How dare you treat me like that? And you start charging Krishna. You start attacking Krishna. At least verbally. Most likely we are too intelligent to do it physically. But at least verbally or mentally. We start, how can that be? How can that be? Oh, then it doesn't matter, I can't. Then we surrender to Maya. So when we surrender to Maya, it's like turning our back to Krishna. Saying Krishna, like, I don't need you anymore. Or if you treat me like that, I won't. I'm not going into that kind of relationship. But that's not bhakti. So immediately, that's why we hear, I mentioned some yesterday to some of us sitting after the Sunday feast, speaking about the Asura. So this Asura means, Asu means this world, and Ramati, enjoy. So Asura means one who wants to enjoy this world. So in this sense we can see we are all Asuras, but at least we are trying to become Suras. We are trying to give up the capacity or mentality of enjoying this world, and instead giving Rishikesha Rishikena Sivanam Bhakti-Utati, giving pleasure to Krishna's senses. So that's the method. That's the method of transforming that lust we are now conquered by, bound by, and transferring that to love. Actually, we have the word here, bandha, being bound. And Prahlad Maharaj is using the same word in 5th chapter of 7th canto. Where he says this famous verse, Tevedu Svatakatim Vishnu, Durasa ye bahir atmaninas, Tepis yataya tandayu paniya manas, Tepisa taintran urudhamni padam. So Isha taintran, these cords of material nature, modes of material nature, the ropes of material nature, Tepisa taintran, Uru, are very strong. Urudhamni, and they bind us. The cords, dhamna, cords, bandha, bind us. So they are very strong. The cords that bind us is very strong, meaning the modes of material nature is impossible to overcome. So Prahlad Maharaj is saying the same, they are very strong. But what makes them strong? Natividu Svatagatim, because we are not really contemplating our Svatagatim, our supreme goal, our supreme position. Because we are artamanina, in our mind we are considering this material world and everything in connection with it to be very arta, very, very valuable. So as long as we have that mentality, as long as we see anything in this world to be of real substance, we haven't understood the basic philosophy. Everything here is an illusion. If we see it separated from Krishna, it's an illusion. That's why Krishna is saying, how this first or Chatusloka in Bhagavatam? Ritya, next one. Ritya artam, na pratyata chatmani, tat vidyat apanoya vayam, yatha bhasho yatha atamaha. That whatever ritya artam, whatever you consider to be valuable, ritya artam na pratyata in this world, whatever you consider, ritya artam na pratyata chatmani, if it is not connected to me, tat vidyat apanoya vayam, you should know it's just be my maya, just the illusory energy. Yatha bhasho yatha atamaha, that reflection which seems to be in darkness. So that's what we have in the material world. Everything we have here is just a reflection which seems to be in the darkness. This world is dark. So we have a reflection coming in from the spiritual world. But that's the illusion. It's only a reflection. And Prabhupada says that, like they give in purport, they give the example of the sun, that there's some relative truth to the sun. One is darkness and one is reflection. So complete darkness, no knowledge whatsoever. But without light there's no possibility of darkness. Or what to say, if light is the natural quality of this world, of existence. So, but darkness comes only when the light is hampered or stopped. That's only when darkness exists. So we hear this world is dark, but that's only because we turn away from the light. So Prabhupada gives the example, if we turn away from the sun, we see shadow. If we turn towards the sun, there's no question of shadow. We'll only see light. So the natural conditioning, or the natural way, is seeing light. But in a conditioned state, we see darkness. So that's like pure atheism. But you see a reflection, that's also not complete, that's not seeing the light properly. But it's still a reflection of the light. So from the reflection, you can understand what is reality. So that's why we hear, everything here is a reflection of the spiritual world. And Kapila Devi explains that if you learn to see God, Krishna, in existence, then you are actually Krishna conscious, even by following Sankhya. So the Sankhya system is analyzing the material world and coming to the conclusion. Whereas, like you can say more directly, Krishna consciousness is just hearing from Krishna directly. Hearing from Krishna, this is how it is. So then we don't need to go through the analyzing all the elements of this world, counting, this is not it, this is not it. This is not it. Then we can just follow Krishna's instructions. That's why it's like we hear, one who's intelligent learns by hearing. One who is not, he will have to go through the experience. He will have to analyze. Okay, this is not this, this is not it, this is not it, this is not it, this is not it. So eventually ending up at the root of the tree. By analyzing the whole tree, gradually you will end up at the root. And by using intelligence, you will see, okay, if I water the root of the tree, the whole tree is nourished. But easy way is, Krishna is saying, water the root of the tree, and you just do. And then by acting in that way, you actually get realizations. You understand why by watering the root of the tree, you get realizations. So that's the easy way. That's why Prabhupada said, simple living, high thinking. Don't complicate things so much, and that's the mind. The mind will constantly complicate things. Sankalpa, vikalpa. Constantly make things complicated. So if we can keep life very simple, by just going for one thing in life. That's simple. One thing, that's simple. Mam ekam saranam raja. That's simple. Just going for Krishna, nothing else. Then life becomes very, very joyful, and it becomes easy to perform devotional service. Struggle will still be there, but Krishna will help. So then we will not end up in the same problems as the demigods, begging only for Krishna's help when we need it. We should constantly beg for Krishna's help. We should constantly be surrendered to Krishna. And actually, a pure devotee, when he's most in anxiety, because we hear even Madhusudana, actually the demigod he's saying here, please curb our anxiety. Please incarnate and please do all this, speak your words to curb our anxiety. But Mother Yasoda is not speaking like that. In one sense she is, but she's constantly in anxiety. So she's the purest devotee, constantly in anxiety, but anxiety not for herself, but for Krishna. Queen Kunti, she's praying, Vipada Santa Tatsaswat, Tatta Tatra Jagatguru, Bhavatu Darshanam Yatshat, Apuna Bhava Darshanam. Vipada Santa, please give it all, come, let it come. Tatta Tatra again and again, let all the anxieties come again and again. Bhavatu Darshanam Yatshat. Because then we will have your darshan. When we are in trouble, then we have your darshan. Apuna bhava darshan. And when we have your darshan, we will not have darshan of repeated birth and death. So Prabhupada says we should not imitate that. We should not pray like Queen Kunti. We should not pray for trouble. But we should see it as Krishna's mercy. The word here is also anukampam. Demigods are using the word compassion. And Brahma, I think it's even in the previous verse, Prabhupada quoted that verse, Tate anukampam susimatisima. But Brahma is praying, out of your compassion, my dear Lord, you are so merciful that you easily allow us to approach. Tate, my dear Lord, I want to earnestly wait for you to bestow your causeless mercy or compassion upon him. And all the while patiently suffering the reactions of his past misdeeds is surely eligible for liberation, but it become its rightful claim. So when we get the anukampam, we get the compassion of Krishna, where we actually ask for it, where we actually live in that capacity. Then we get the full compassion of Krishna. I have a few moments with that. Any questions?
You mentioned that we should learn Bhagavad Gita and Bhagavatam in order to speak the words of Krishna directly, to have more power. I was just wondering if, in regards to learning slokas, if one can learn too many and get indigestion, like.
No, but one can learn them and one can get proud by knowing them. So, in one sense, one should not be proud and one should not be artificially humble also. Because if you say, oh, I'm humble, I will not use them, I learn them only for myself, you will get indigestion. You need to use it. So take every chance you get to actually use the verses. Use them. And then one thing is you learn them better. Actually, where you really learn the verses is when you use them in a practical situation, a lecture or in a practical situation. Because your mind will like make this samskara, okay, when I speak about this topic, and then they immediately come. Like we hear Arjuna's, Astras, all the weapons, they come by themselves. They say, okay, Arjuna, now you have an opportunity here, you can use me. And Arjuna just needs to say the mantra. So they're calling, hey, you can use this weapon now. You can use me now. So in this way the verses are coming, because you're used at using them in these situations. And the more you use them, because all these verses can be used in so many different situations. I just quoted this from our song we sing every morning. These beautiful songs, they are like a whole gold mine of instructions that we can use in so many ways, preaching to our mind or preaching to the external. So no, we should learn as many as we can, and it's very good training for the mind. It's a very good way to stay Krishna conscious. It's a very good way to train the mind and to steady the mind. Because the mind is constantly going here and there, constantly going. So when you learn a verse, you're very fixed. You cannot space out and learn a verse at the same time. It won't happen. Right? At least then it will take a long time. Of course, you can just, it becomes mechanical, you just say the words. But especially if you learn what the words means. And probably really, he didn't, as I mentioned, he didn't want us to just be parroting. Or we just say this, just words. Or we sing the songs every morning, but it's just words. Like we could might as well sing hula hula or something else. So we sing them because it's meditative. So it becomes meditation on Krishna. These beautiful verses, all meditation on Krishna. Very good way to train the mind. So we should learn as many as we can. And then in this way our preaching will become very powerful. Even Prabhupada, he would use it to complete new people. Prabhupada didn't distinguish in that sense. Prabhupada just used the verses, even to complete new people. We are always very careful, we have to please people in this way and this way and this way, and we do. We should preach according to time, place and circumstance. But when Prabhupada would use the mic and minute, and especially amongst devotees, that's the only way. A real devotee, he hears something, but if it's not backed up with Shastra, there's no taste there. Everyone, as I mentioned earlier, everyone can say we are not this body. Everyone can say. You learn immediately walk in the door in the temple. First instructions, you're not this body. So you can just repeat that, but there's very little power in that. But when you say, Tehinus min yata dehi kaumaram yamanam jara, then it becomes powerful. Because we are not speaking our words, we're speaking Krishna's words, in Krishna's language. I think I'm speaking too long, sorry. So we can maybe take some more during the song. Randurat Srimad Bhagavatam ki Jai.